Welcome to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show, presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. Also brought to you by Sir Dyke Yamaha, MoDOT, Buckle Up, Phones Down, Hedges Scott, Millard Funeral Homes, and Slumberland Furniture, Slumberland at the Lake. We are here at Camdenton. Lakers coming off a big win Friday night, and they've got a big game this Friday night. Coach Parpitt's with us here. And Coach, let's start off with the win Friday night. You were back at home after several weeks on the road, homecoming, and you pull off a big win over Hickman. That was nice. Looked like you were pretty much in control from beginning to end. Yeah, we felt like we were in control, but we had to fight. It was a 4 quarters of hard-nosed football, having to be on every play. You know, you couldn't take a play off, couldn't make an error anywhere because they were going to capitalize on it. So great win for our team. It took everybody to do it, and homecoming, it was a great crowd. It was an awesome night. Yeah, homecoming. Is there a special electricity on homecoming more than all the other home games? Is there something special about that? Oh, for sure. You know, a lot of people choose that game to come home to. You know, if they've been away, they live in a different community, so they want to come back and watch the Lakers win and compete. And they also, you know, the band is playing, the homecoming festivities at halftime, all the dance, the cheerleaders, the ROTC, and all that stuff going on is just an amazing time for us. Yeah, you know, I don't know if a lot of folks know, but the Camdenton band is so good. They recently took first place like in regionals, and they're headed to nationals or something like that. That's a pretty great program. It is super strong and has lots and lots of students that are involved in it, lots of adults as well, you know, and they put in the hours. I lived just right behind here. I can hear them at night. Then they're practicing all the way, you know, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night. I know they invest a lot, and it really shows when they perform. You ever get on the phone and call the band director and say, hey, hang it up, man? No, I request songs. There you go. Absolutely. Okay, so back to the game Friday night. Looked like the offense was cruising pretty good, especially the passing game. Yeah, they kind of packed the box. The week before, we had rushed the ball really effectively, and so I think they tried to say, hey, you're not going to run the ball on us, and it was tough sledding when we did try to run the ball, but it opened up some things in the passing game. We were able to hit the deep ball, the intermediate, and the short game. That's nice, though, when you're able to do both, run and throw. Hey, they shut that off, we're going to do this. I mean, that's got to feel pretty good. Yeah, you don't want to be one-dimensional, either pass all the time or run all the time, because teams can do some things to limit you, and so you have to be able to counterpunch a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. So the offense was good. How about the defense? Looked like the defense was pretty strong Friday night. Yeah, I felt we were definitely one of those bend but not break nights. They got some yardage, but when it came down to the red zone, we did an amazing job of limiting them, and they had some real talent. Their quarterback can run. They've got a good receiver that's a hard matchup, 6'7", 240-pound receiver, and their running back was a fast, elusive guy. So we knew that we were going to have to play 4 quarters of defense. Yeah, and you got her done, got the win. So that big win in the books, and now you got another huge game coming up on Friday night. You'll be at home again, and this is a rematch against a Cap City team that beat you guys in the playoffs last year. So we're going to talk about that when we come back here on the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.
Hi, honey. It's your mom. I know you're probably working, but I just saw on the news that 3 people die in car crashes every day in Missouri. I just think about you driving around, and it makes me so worried. So buckle your seatbelt, don't look at your phone, and don't speed. And I know you know this, but please always drive sober. You're a good kid. Just be safe, okay? Mom loves you. Okay, bye.
Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show here with Coach Parr Pitts on the Camdenton practice field as you guys get ready for a big battle, which, by the way, is going to be here on Lake TV Friday night. The Lakers at home to Cap City. Really good team. This team has been playing good all year long. They've got a 5-2 record. They actually come off their best year ever last year, where they won playoff games for the first time. And they even had a miracle comeback against you guys to win right here in Camdenton last year. Any of that still stuck in your craw from last year?
Oh yeah, for sure. We were at our coaches meetings, and we were kind of reviewing last year's film, and it opened up those wounds a little bit, and so we know they're going to be a good team. They're physical. They've got a lot of weapons. They've got an amazing running game, so we know that we're going to have to be ready and prepared. They love to run the option and really pound the football.
Yes, and they like contact, which I'm sure has something to do with their coach, the way they're coached, but they like to be physical. They like to hit. There are some teams that kind of shy away from that, but that team does not shy away from it.
That's for sure. They love to control the line of scrimmage, and if you watch them on film, the line of scrimmage moves opposite of where they are. So they really come off the ball. So we've got to match that level. I felt like we've done that at times. Other times we've kind of not, and it's a negative effect on us for sure. So I know our guys have improved a ton. It's a similar team that we played in Branson as far as the way they move the line of scrimmage, and rely on the run game. So we're going to have to be ready to do that and tackle well and do our jobs.
And how do you coach toughness? Can you coach toughness? Because a lot of teams like to come out, hit you in the nose, and see if you'll back off, fall down, and go away. So how do you teach the kids in football to be tough?
I think it's like building a callus on your hand. When you first start, you get a blister. And so the only way to get through that is to continually to work and develop that resistance to the blister, really. I mean, that's the best way to put it. Building up that callus day to day, putting yourself in tough spots, working hard, working together. Sometimes that toughness is because I don't want to let you down. So it's a continual thing and a mindset.
Yeah, you got to be willing to not just take one punch, but 2 and 3 and 4 and keep getting back up. So they like to run the option. They like to run more than throw, but I'm guessing they've got a sneaky good screen game that goes along with the running.
Yeah, the screen was the big play that kind of broke our back last year. So we prepared again. We reviewed the film for that one, and we want to be prepared because that is a go-to play for them, especially for us. We're going to be aggressive and pressure. We're going to be blitzing a lot, and so that screen is a good counteraction to that. So we got to be ready for it and cover it.
Absolutely. And then on the offensive side of the ball, you guys have done a great job all year long, but you get better every game, it seems like, controlling the ball. You seem to have a pretty good grasp on ball control.
Yeah, well, the first thing you do there is you got to focus 10 yards ahead. That's what you got to be focused on, is getting that next first down, taking care of the ball security, making good decisions in the pass game. And that's how we can kind of dominate that. And then we can dominate the pace of the game by our no huddle or our huddle and whether we hurry up or not.
It's amazing all the strategy and thinking that goes into things like that the normal fan doesn't really notice. Oh, they're going fast, or oh, they're going slow, but don't really think of it. There's some strategy behind that.
And it used to be go as fast as you possibly can go, and now it's changing speeds is a benefit for you, because then you control how they act, what calls they make, and whether you can see what they're going to approach you with on defense.
Absolutely. Okay, so that game is right here on Lake TV Friday night, Cap City against Coach Parr Pitts and the Lakers, so be sure to join us Friday night for that game. Coming up next year on the Coaches Show, we're going to head over to Osage, talk with Coach Shannon Jolley. They're 6-1. We'll find out what they've got this week.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Surdyke Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Oh, this is going to be fun. It's the second to last game of the regular season, and the Lakers looking to settle a score. Cap City ended the Lakers season with a last-second playoff win last year. Can Camdenton get their revenge this Friday night? It's going to be fun for sure. It all starts at 6:30 with a COMC pregame show. That's 6:30. Kickoff set for 7, presented by Polylift Boat Lifts. Lakers or Cavaliers? Join William Holtz and Mike Bissell Friday night to find out.
Hey everybody, it's Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. We're in the middle of our fall home sale, and what's that mean for you? Great discounts for every room of your house. We've got up to 50% off of list pricing. And we're going to give you interest-free financing for up to 24 months if you choose. Don't forget, we deliver the entire lake area. Come check us out, Slumberland Furniture, where we're bringing happy home.
Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. We have made our way over here to the home of the Indians. It's School of the Osage coach Shannon Jolley with us. One of the best teams in the state, it's turning out to look like, is this Osage Indians team this year. 6-1 now after a big win over another good team last week. Boonville went into that game 5-1. And Coach, you guys come up with a big win over a pretty good team.
Yeah, let's pump the brakes a little bit on one of the best teams in the state. That was Chris that said that, by the way. We're getting better, that's for sure. No, you know, it was an anticipated game. Have two teams with winning records. It seemed to have a lot of momentum, so we were really proud of our kids. I was really kind of interested in the first half, going back looking at it, because it was 7-7 at the end of the half. And we did a lot of good things in that first half. We didn't get some of the breaks. That was a great lesson for our kids to talk about, hey, some things aren't going to go your way. And to go in 7-7, we felt like we were in pretty good shape because we had not got the ball rolling, you know, as we should have.
Yeah, absolutely. The defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. They got a little bit of help from the referees and stuff like that, but the defense gives up nothing after that.
Yeah, if you see Jason's hit on the quarterback, if you go back and look at it, the quarterback actually jumped in the air when he was pressing him. It was a unique situation, but, man, it was a cool football play to watch. So, but I understand taking the violence out of it. I mean, it was a violent hit, but I don't think he had much of a choice. But, you know, we don't get into that stuff, but understanding, you know, you're going to have to go through some of that adversity to win a Week 10 game or 11 or 12. So at some point, you might as well go through it. And to go through it in the first half is going to benefit us a little bit in the future, because I think we can kind of have some resilience and persevere. Yeah,
we were talking about a roughing the passer call on a third or fourth down play, which extended the drive for Boonville, allowed them to score that touchdown, and it really wasn't a roughing the passer. So the offense struggled a little bit early on, but when you got rolling, you score 33 unanswered points, most of those in the second half. The run game, once again, very strong.
Well, that is our identity. I know we go through this each week, and I think the normal fan likes to see some deep passes, and I think they'll forget about, you know, Landon Childs had a deep ball go off his face mask in the end zone early in the game. So, you know, we're committed to balancing things out. But again, I mean, if you look at our stable of running backs, our three guys in the backfield, most teams would like to have one of them, much less all three of them. So, you know, that's gonna be our identity as long as I'm coaching football here, is to be a run-first team. But that doesn't mean that we don't want to evolve and get better and balance things out.
Well, and you did. You threw the ball pretty well. Several big pass plays, and receivers were wide open. It helps when the run game's working, because those receivers can get open a little more easy.
Yeah, and a lot of it goes into the look that teams give you as well. But we worked really hard. I told somebody on the phone this morning, we threw the ball more this summer than we ran the ball, just because it's a point of emphasis to make sure that we're continuing to grow in all the areas. So, you know, that's just something we're working on. And, you know, Maverick's getting a lot better, and our receivers did a super job, like you said, on Friday night of catching the ball and getting extra yards as well. I
loved watching that game on Lake TV, by the way. That was a really fun game to watch. Despite the big win, still room for improvement, I'm sure. What are you preaching this week to the guys?
Well, I think we're preaching that we're going to have a better opponent. We feel like Southern Boone's defense is similar to Blair Oaks' defense.
Wow.
And in some aspects, maybe not as a complete, you know, whole group, but they have moments where, you know, we think they're going to be one of the top defenses that we faced. So that going into that is just making sure that we're anticipating those types of, you know, in high school football, you see these big plays, these big runs and stuff. Well, in normal football, that's not usually the case. When you're playing two good football teams, you don't really have those great, big, explosive plays as much as you do in some other games. So being prepared to understand that everything should be a grind and we're going to have to work a lot harder for things.
Absolutely. And so this week, it's another good team, 5-2 Southern Boone. We'll talk more about that when we come back on the COMC High School Football Coaches Show.
During this chapter of life, we are really taking the time to enjoy the little things.
So it was important to have our final wishes pre-planned so our family wouldn't be burdened later on.
Hedges Scott Millard made it simple, but thorough. They provided us with different options right here in the comfort of our home.
We are so glad that we planned ahead. Now a whole lot more of this, a little of this, all with the peace of mind we wanted.
At Hedges Scott Millard, we believe that every day is a gift, and so is every life. Take time to enjoy it.
At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission. Welcome back to School of the Osage, home of the Indians. Big game on Friday night against 5-2 Southern Boone. The Southern Boone program has really been pretty good, very strong the last few years. Another good team this year.
Yeah, you know, they've historically, they've played us really well. So each game we've had, I think if you remember, was it the year before, the tip pass in the end zone and those types of things. So there's a lot that goes into it. They do a really good job. You know, Trent Tracy's a good friend of mine. He did a really good job of reestablishing, I think, sort of planting that football team and going the right direction. And I know Coach has taken that and ran with it. And, you know, they do a good job. They're super committed to their football team and their athletics as a whole. So to be here on senior night is going to be an awesome night for us.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. What does Southern Boone like to traditionally do on offense? Are they a run team, they a pass team, or are they pretty balanced?
They're pretty balanced, but they do a pretty good job. I think they lost a player that you might have heard about in transfer last year that was super explosive. So they did a lot of different things with him, but they throw the ball. They'll take shots and throw the deep ball, but they also what we're always impressed with Southern Boone is about their interior guys, defensively and offensively. They have some big, strong guys up front that move well.
Yeah, and really that kind of where everything begins and ends in football. If you can't block, you're not going to be able to run, and if you can't hold the D line, you're not going to be able to stop anybody. So that's good. So your defense will have a good challenge. How about your offense? Where is Southern Boone strong on defense that you're going to need to work on? Well,
again, I think it goes back to their front seven. Their big guys up front and their linebackers play really well. So we've got a lot of work to do, period. I mean, if you go back and if you want to look at our district and look at some of the teams in our district, you'll understand that, and this is no disrespect to Southern Boone, but there's teams down the road that we're going to have to play that are stronger than Southern Boone and some of the other teams we have in our schedule. So we're going to continue to work and try to climb that ladder to get to where we need to be.
Yeah, and in your district, you've kind of got the district of death this year. There's at least 2, probably 3, and maybe even 4 top 10 teams just in your district that you're going to have to play in the postseason, which is just a couple of weeks away.
The cool part about that is you win this district, and then you know you've got a good shot at winning a state championship or going deep in the playoffs. And that essentially is what it's all about, is about playing Blair Oaks, playing teams, scheduling up and playing Bolivar instead of maybe another team to make sure that you are literally preparing yourself for when you do get that opportunity. Because we've seen a couple years ago with Reed Spring that went all the way to the state championship. We played Mount Vernon when I was at Eldon, and they went all the way to the state title game. When you're playing those types of teams and you're winning those districts, then anything can happen. Then you're in the driver's seat. So, being in a strong a strong district has its concerns, but at the same time, it lets you know where you're at.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that schedule, not only did you put Bolivar on that schedule this year, and you beat them to start the season, but you got St. Francis Borgia to end the regular season, and they're in the top 10. So you don't shy away from playing anybody.
No, and it was cool. And we've strategically, that Week 9 game now has kind of been fun for us. We ended up going to Lutheran South last year because of the Versailles exit, but it worked out for us well because it's a good trip. It changes things up for us late in the season, kind of gets our kids excited about being somewhere different.
Yeah, and the playoffs kind of ushering that in. All right, so Coach Jolley, good luck on Friday night against Southern Boone. Thank you so much for joining us for the COMC High School Football Coaches Show.
Take Lake TV with you wherever you go. Watch Lake TV on demand on YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV.